Hey, what's up? It's Raven. Here we go with another NFL 2K Playmakers video. We have Gridiron Giants as our featured event. We're also in the middle of the draft, NFL draft, the actual, like literally the actual draft. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to go over some rewards that we got from last week, and we'll just chat about the draft for a little bit. And as I post this video, or as I record this video, Shedeur Sanders still has not been picked. Just saying. All right, let's check some rewards out. All right, so let's see. Actually, I only have one reward to open up, and it's from Road to Glory. And in my last video, you know that we did not get the Brees Hall. I was very disappointed, and then I was in my comments. If you read my comments, I was informed that there is a way around losing all your progress in Road to Glory. You just force quit the game. Just close the game. You'll lose the energy, but you will get another shot at playing that round. If I would have known that, I guess I should have known that, but if I would have known that, we probably would have had a better shot to get the card. So that's on me. I appreciate the comments, the advice, and maybe next time I will do better. So anyway, we're out of the Brees Hall sweepstakes. We did grab an opal pack though, and we grab. Okay, what? I don't even know what to say. So here we go. I talked about this whole missing out on the Brees Hall, and I open up one pack, and there it is. Maybe they heard me. Maybe the developers watched my last video, and I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. At 39%, you probably most likely shouldn't be successful in your play, but 86% you definitely more than likely should. But all that's gone now, and pretty much the whole first 2 to 3 minutes of my rant here, and my whole last video, because here we are. We got Brees Hall. Go figure. Thank you. I will take that. I really wanted this card. It is going right in my lineup. I did get rank 493, and that's probably why, because I think you need to top 500. So I did not realize that I was in the top 500. I got the card anyway. So now I'm happy. So anyway, nothing else really going on. There are some challenges to do. Probably not going to get these done before it's over. I got other stuff I have to do. But let's go through what's available in Gridiron Giants, which is one of the hardest. I don't want to say hardest. It's very easy. One of the longest events to finish. Let's put it that way. I don't think we even finished it. We've yet to finish it yet. We've gotten up to the opal, but we did not get there. Anyway, so right now we are started with the Onyx, and we grabbed that already. So it's Keon White. So we're on the second leg of the Amber, which is Jalen Johnson, which I believe we do have. And you got a Kyle Hamilton Jade card, and the top reward is Myles Garrett. Newly signed Myles Garrett, by the way. So I don't know how far we're going to get. Right now I just started the brick wall. And for those of you who do not know how to play, it's very simple. You just match. See my Kelsey right here. We throw him in the tight end spot there. I have a wide receiver. Put him anywhere. Well, I can put him in the wide receiver slot. Then I have an offensive lineman. Throw him here. Here's a quarterback. Put up there. Another wide receiver. Another offensive lineman. Okay, so now we finished that leg, and we have 2 minutes of, I don't say reward, but we have a 5,051 attack for 2 minutes. So whatever their base damage is done, it's add 5,000 to it. So let's see. We got an offensive lineman, and then we have any. So you can play anything. So what I would do is I would look for any position that I have more than one of. So I have 2 tight ends in my lineup here. So I'll just use that. And look at that, 20,250 immediate damage. I have a quarterback. You want to hold on to your quarterbacks though, because you only have 2 in your deck. So that may become an issue later. So right here, if I complete this, I get 50% damage, and it's going to give me 11,040 right off the bat for however many seconds. Okay, so we got some running backs, some offensive linemen, and then the attack is on the bottom. The bottom here, it says activate for whatever, how many points. Right now, the one on the right is 35%. And that is for your milestone rewards, which we can look at. This is what I'm getting from milestone 9. I didn't go over the milestone rewards. Let's go over that. And that's the other thing. You can get out of the game mode and it still plays. So I like that. So milestone rewards. Right now I am at the Onyx for 2,200,000 points. And for 11 million points, you get the Kyle Hamilton. 15 million gives you an Opal pack. 22 gets you Myles Garrett, and anything past that gets you a Myles Garrett. You know what? I forgot to put the Breece Hall in. So now I have 2 Breece Halls in my lineup, and one of them being a theme card, and I don't have any good equipment for him. That's fine. So anyway, I can go right back into the game mode, and it's still playing, and I can still it's still grabbing points, but the only thing is the milestone points. You have to play the event to get the milestone points. The HP at the top of the wall will always, it's constant. So what I do is I play whatever the hardest level is, either the metal wall or the actual card. I just let it go overnight, and then when I wake up in the morning, it's done. Now, obviously, when you get higher up, you get in the Jade, the Opal, whatever, it's going to take a little bit longer, which is crazy because that's like 8 hours worth of damage you're doing to the wall. But again, if you play the event, you're adding damage to that. So you can actually just sit there and grind out the event without actually playing it, but you'll grab some theme cards for other events, which is good. See right there, I got 100% damage. This is 20,223, but that's only for 2 seconds. So it hits maybe once, a couple times, twice maybe. Let's see. So anyway, let's let's chat about the draft here. I think the next round, third round. What are we in? The third round now? Yeah, third round. I don't know when it starts, but I don't know why he hasn't gotten picked. I can understand why they wouldn't pick him in the first round, but there is a ton of questions on why nobody has picked. I believe there's been 5 quarterbacks taken at this time, and none of them have been Sanders. And the joke going around is Shiloh Sanders will be drafted before Shedeur, which he probably isn't getting drafted. Let's see what else. For you wrestling fans, Seth Rollins went out there he's a big Bears fan, and he totally cut a promo on the Packers and the Lions, and it was actually pretty hilarious. He was totally in character, and it was pretty funny. We had Jets taking an offensive lineman, which hopefully, keeping our fingers crossed for the Jets fans, is going to work out pretty solid for them offensively. They also took a cornerback, which they needed, and a tight end, which they probably needed more. I would have liked them to grab Warren, but they took Mason Taylor, who is the son of Jason Taylor, who did play for the Jets. He did, they're making a big deal about how he played for the Jets, but he played for the Dolphins probably longer, and he's probably better known from playing for the Dolphins. But he did play for the Jets towards the end of his career, and he's a tight end. And I believe if I watched correctly, he caught no less than 3 passes in every game last year, and I think he set a school record for receiving yards, which I think it was only like 5 something, but still. Listen, we don't have any tight ends that catch the ball. We had Conklin last year. I liked Conklin, but I guess he made too much money and he had to move on. And we have nobody on the roster. We have Ruckert. Um, we have Kenny Yeboah, I think, and then you have the guy they drafted last year or the year before, and I'm not going to say his name on Kuntz. Let's put it that way, Kuntz, but it's not spelled like the guy from Green Bay, Koonce. You can figure it out. I'm sure you know who it is. But he hardly played at all last year, and I don't know if he's actually that good. Uh, Jalen Milroe was another quarterback who got drafted um, later. Surprisingly, that he got drafted as far back as he did. He listen. I mean, let's talk about Alabama. Alabama is probably one of the gold standards for offensive players in history. Now, listen, not everybody from Alabama works out. What's his name? I think what's his name's from Alabama. Evan Neal. I think he was from Alabama. He sucks, but I mean, you know, look at the past couple running backs that came from Alabama. Look at the quarterbacks. Now, listen, I'm not a Bryce Young fan. I was never a Bryce Young fan, so I'm not going to count him. But Alabama usually has good quarterbacks. You got Jalen Hurts, Tua. You know, they have some good players coming from that. They're a good program. You know, and now you got Milroe coming from there also. The I think the only school that outshines Alabama when it comes to offensive players, LSU. Look at the LSU um, wide receivers that come from LSU. I mean, look at the list there. I mean, all the way back to Odell. And then Ohio State. Speaking from a Jets point of view, they gave us Garrett Wilson. They had Chris Olave. They also had Justin Fields thrown to him. So if you look at the top here, this brick wall, it is 51 million points. Now right now, if you look, I have 2 wide receivers and 2 quarterbacks. I have nothing going on here. I could throw in my wide receivers here and hopefully grab an offensive lineman, which is good. There it works. See what happens? You notice that playing this event long enough, you'll realize that some of your cards will pop up the same rate. So I know my Puka Nakua is, let's say, my first wide receiver, and then all the wide receivers, sorry, after that will start popping up. Tight ends always pop up together. My quarterbacks always pop up together. So the longer you play, you'll realize that there's a pattern in your cards. Now, the problem with that is if I'm looking for a running back here for 100% immediate damage, well, if I know my running backs aren't going to come up in a while, then I'm screwed now. Now I'm on the right, I need all offensive linemen, which I have none. I need a running back and an any. I could play it. I could drop a quarterback there, and then I need another running back and an offensive lineman on the left. So you're going to use one of these boosts here all the way to the right. Click on that; it will reshuffle your cards. But let's not use that until I know. See, here come all my offensive linemen. Here comes my running backs. I do have another wide receiver. I have some tight ends. I could put. See, here come all my wide receivers now. And this is why you don't want to use quarterbacks. We want to. Let's see. You see how all my offensive linemen are all coming out at the same time now? Like they all come out in bunches. I think my wide receivers are the only ones that come out. I don't see staggered, but all right. So now I gotta wait. Jeez, sorry, my voice. I do have running back. All right, so I got all three active right now. So now I gotta wait for those to finish. There's a video going around about the Saints that they selected Tyler Show. I don't know how you say his name. In the combine, where I think the meme was this guy got drafted before Jalen Milroe and Shedeur Sanders, and it's just him throwing at a receiver's feet. And if you look at his delivery, it's really weird. I mean, obviously, it's just one. It's just one, it's just one pass that they show, but it looks really bad, and it's obviously it's just for memes. Obviously, Ashton Genty was a guy that was tied to the Jets. The Jets were supposedly going to trade Brees Hall, which would have been a mistake, and take Genty. I don't want Genty. Why would we grab a guy that is just about the same as the guy we already have? Probably, obviously Brees Hall is a way better than Ashton Genty is, and why would we grab a guy that we don't really need? We need an offensive lineman. We needed a tight end. We need a cornerback. We need some defensive backs. What we didn't need is a running back. We don't need edge rushers. We don't really need a linebacker, although maybe we can grab one later. But Sherwood and Quincy Williams, Chad Surratt, probably they're going to be the guys. And unless we play Michael Carter, so we play a lot of nickel. So why are we grabbing a guy that we already need? I understand they want to stack. If they wanted to stack the give as many weapons as possible, but I mean, you wasted a pick at that point. But anyway, Brees Hall is still a Jet as of right now, which is good. We did not take a running back. We don't need a running back. I'm trying to think what else. Obviously, Cam Ward went number one. Good. Hopefully he pans out. I'm not saying he's not. There's also a video going around of the goalie who used to play for the Carolina Hurricanes, who's named Cam Ward, and there's a reaction video of quote unquote him getting drafted. He's like, did I just get drafted? Pretty funny. All right, so I don't know when I started this video, but we're at 49 million in health for this wall. I need a running back to. I'm trying to think. Cleveland took what's his name? Judkins. That guy Judkins. He's I think he's a running back, right? And rumor was it that he was taking a dump as as the as the Browns were calling him, and they were calling him and calling him, calling him, and somebody answered his phone. His family answered the phone, and he was in the bathroom. So that was pretty funny. Again, there was the Seth Rollins. See, now that we're in the third round, this is where all the weird things happen. I think there was I forgot, it was the Buccaneers like 2 years ago. Well, actually, they had a parrot come out and announce the pick. Guys from space. This is where weird stuff, starts to happen. And I'm about to turn that on. So let's just let's do one more round here. I'm looking for two offensive linemen, a running back. As a wide receiver, 2 offensive linemen is the running back. I can throw a wide receiver here. Let's throw him there. All right, again, so I can bow out. It'll still play while I'm doing whatever. I could shut the game off. I could actually shut the game off. Theme level 6. And again, this event right here, MVP mix-up, I know I'm not going to play it. No, not this one. The Wildcard Frenzy. What I do is I go 2 rounds. I don't think I've ever gotten past the 3rd round, but 2 rounds in my rewards when I finish the 2nd round, it gives me 2. It only gave me 1 this time, but it's given me 2 theme cards every time. I just accepted it, and now I'm at level 6 here. I almost have everybody. But there you go. So there's Gridiron Giants. We chatted a little bit about the draft, and again, Shedeur Sanders has still not been picked yet. I assume that he's going to get picked today. He has to get picked today. But again, you know what? In the next video, we'll go over the rewards here. We'll see what what the next event is, and we'll talk about why I think he dropped. You guys can make your own opinions. You can leave it in the comment. Why did Shedeur drop? I think the answer is pretty obvious, but we'll talk about that next video. So anyway, for that, subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. Good luck to your favorite team. Hope you get a good player. Hope he's not a Jamarcus Russell. And I'll see you next video.